Hello, my 308ers. I'm just going to do 3 problems from today's R6 Day 2 group notes. I know that you guys worked in groups, but just in case you had some questions left over, I wanted to go through the problems myself to make sure that we are good to go on this material. So starting with number 2, for some of my classes I did number 1 with you, so for my second period, I'll do that one with you guys tomorrow. So starting with number 2, I need to obviously distribute this negative 5y to both terms in this binomial that I'm multiplying negative 5y by. Okay, so the way I like to think about this is that this y is y to the first, and when I multiply like bases, I have to add my exponents. So I have to add these two together. So on the side, I'm just going to try to show you what I'm really doing is taking 1 and I'm adding 9/10 to it. Guys, this is not 10 over 10. Okay, that's not how we add fractions. What we need to do is get a common denominator. This 1 is really 10 over 10. And 10 over 10 plus 9 over 10 is 19 over 10. Okay, so once again, I am taking y to the first, which now instead of to the first, I'm going to write as 10 over 10. And I'm multiplying that through. So now we can multiply. Negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. Y to the first, which is 10 over 10, times y to the 9 over 10 is y to the 19 over 10. Plus, we then have to distribute my negative 5y to 4y to the 3/10. So again, we have y to the 10 over 10. And we're just going to add together 10 over 10 plus 3 over 10. And I accidentally did plus, but we are multiplying by a negative, so it is minus 20 y to the 13/10. This is my answer. So in a lot of classes, people were confused, like, why can't I make this? Why can't I combine this together? The reason is, guys, think about if I had something like 15y cubed minus 20y squared. Well, obviously I can't combine these because I don't have like terms. Well, it's the same exact story for my answer right here. Okay? These are not like terms. Y to the 19/10 is not the same as y to the 13/10. You can't combine them. So I'm just done. And that's it. Moving on. Okay, so guys, don't forget that when I have my exponents, I have to multiply to every part that's inside the parentheses. So in this first part of the numerator, I'm going to get 2 to the negative 4th times x to the positive 12th, because negative times negative is positive, times, second group here, we have 2 to the 4th, times x to the 8th. Very nice. Let's keep working the numerator. Now, this technically could go down below, right? And then I would have a 2 to the 4th on top and a 2 to the 4th down below. So these are going to cancel out. Another way to think of this is if I do add my exponents, multiply like bases, add exponents, I would have 2 to the 0. Well, 2 to the 0 is 1. So what's really happening here is that my 2 to the negative 4th and my 2 to the positive 4th are just canceling out. Here I'm multiplying, so I add my like bases, and I get x to the 20th over 4 x to the negative 3rd. Got to take my x to the negative 3rd, move it upstairs. And my final answer is x to the 23rd, because this 3 will combine up with the 20 over 4. That's the answer. And we'll move on. Finally, number 5, a good old FOIL problem. FOIL, but a little bit crazier than we've seen in the past. So here we're going to multiply 4x to the 1/2 times 2x to the 1/2. 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, just to write it out, x to the 1/2 times x to the 1/2 is x to the 2 over 2, which is just x to the first. or just x. So what we're going to write here is just 8x. Okay, now my outsides. 4 times negative 6 is minus 24. Now here's the fun part, guys. X to the 1/2 times x to the first. All right? I have to add my exponents. I'm going to change this to the first to 2 over 2 because I'm adding my exponents. I just got a common denominator. This is x to the 3/2. So I end up with minus 24x to the 3/2. Similarly, on the inside, I get a plus 2x to the 3/2. And finally, my lasts, I get minus 6x squared. Okay, combine your like terms. The only ones I can combine are the ones that have an exponent of 3/2. So I end up with 8x minus 22x to the 3/2 minus 6x squared. You don't have to try to factor this. I know some people were trying to then refactor. This is just asking you to FOIL or expand. So this is your final answer. And we're done. So those are the 3 problems I chose for you guys. Hopefully this helps you. And we'll touch base tomorrow. Have a good night.